This is the true tale of the man from Earth and the girl from the moon from Tsuki no Sango. We start with the man waking up, being called in by his superior chief Yuzakura. They decide to discuss the case of one of their men being ruled as a suicide and closed. She sees that the man might be tormented by the events of the incident, agreeing to his request to work from his room, visiting and leaving the office for the last time looking at his dead friend's photo. We later see the man boarding a ship to leave Earth, destination the moon. As he blasts off, he looks at Earth one last time. During this time, he recognizes his true feelings for humans, not hating them, he just doesn't want to deal with them anymore. And on the moon, he can have what he wants, to be alone. Finally lands on the surface of the moon, he enters an empty city that looks like a grave. He starts gathering materials and explores the place when he enters a gray forest where a girl with branch-like arms and a silicone body sits. During his research, he finds out that the moon's scientists made an artificial brain a command body to control the planet, and the clothes that the girl is wearing was made by one of her creators that felt guilty about leaving her naked. The man then returns to the spot some days later after gathering some resources, talking to the girl, not knowing if she's even listening to him. He decides to tell her his opinions of Earth and humanity. He then tries to come closer to her, but gets repelled back in retaliation, coming back the next day to apologize for his actions. The man further tries to tell the girl about humans' desire to reproduce, continuing on their genes forever via children, about our desires for another who is visually appealing of the opposite sex, how we utilize emotions and knowledge not to enrich our own lives, but to be the superior species on the planet, as well as to reach higher heights, while machines stop when they reach the best outcome. As humans, we strive for self-preservation, and as long as we have that hope to continue on, it allows us to continue to be called humans. When the man is gone, she puts up her stick-like hands up to an image of the man, and when he returns, he sees that there's pure water that wasn't there before, as well as a chair made specifically for him. Realizing this, he tells her not to waste resources, only needing enough to fill his container. He considers her fate being connected to the planet directly, and how the lack of resources may affect her, as she turns her head away in shame. The next we see her, the girl's stubs have turned into hands, and she learns how to stand. The man notices that the forest's trees seem to have become weaker, so he takes the role of maintaining it. The girl then tries to walk, bringing him broken branches, but she falls over, and the man tells her if she wants to walk like a human, she needs to build joints in her legs. We later see her dancing through the ash trees, and her actions speak to him, saying, "Have I become more human?" And he responds, "Your body is closer to coral." We sadly see the forest and city start to break down. It seems the more human she becomes, the more connected she becomes from the moon. Her evolution is having a negative effect on the moon itself, but this doesn't bother her, because all she wants to do is to be able to talk to him, communicate with the man. But her humanity is making him lose interest, so he decides to grant what he thinks her wish is, reconstructing his ship and carrying her off into it. He tells her, "You don't need me anymore. Your soul seeks love." He tells her that she will find what she loves on Earth, but she tries to yell back she loves him, not humans. But there's nothing she can do, so at the very least she wants to speak to him at least once. The man recognizes his actions may look bad, and having an effect on the Earth, sending her there. But he left humanity, and thus feels like he doesn't deserve love. But this action was done out of love for her and for her own well-being. Realizing his reason for coming to the moon was to find love. The girl lands on the island, creating a crescent moon shape. Yuzakura and some of her men appear on site to see what's happening, and they see hints of plants growing. She decides to tell her men they won't be taking the girl with them, seeing this as the Earthman's last request. Meanwhile, on the moon, the resources are disappearing with the girl's departure, leaving nothing but the chair that she made for him. Deciding to sit in it, he starts to see an image of her, saying, "Do you wish to talk some more?" Ending with a shot of the Earth and the Moon. And from what we learned from the storyteller girl, they both wished for each other's happiness and ended up happy people at the end of the day. If you like this, check out my video in the card or in the description for more TypeMoon content.